Green light's on. Okay. Welcome to the candidate forums presented by the League of Women Voters of Wheaton, Glen Ellen, Elmhurst, Roselle, Bloomingdale, and Naperville. My name is Patty Lackman, and I am from the League of Women Voters of Central Kane County. I am not a voter in DuPage County since I live in Kane County, so I was asked to moderate the forums today. Thank you for making the time today and joining with fellow citizens to meet and talk with your candidates for the election on November 8th. Yesterday, the League of Women Voters was contacted and notified that, excuse me, too much paper up here. The candidate Burke was not going to be able to participate in today's forum. The League of Women Voters is a non-partisan organization that does not support or oppose any political party or candidate, but whose purpose is to promote political responsibility through informed and active participation of citizens in government and to act on selected governmental issues. The Leagues participating today will post the questions prepared for this particular forum on their websites in order for you to see the questions that would have been asked of the candidates. Per League policy established to ensure fairness and equity, we cannot hold the scheduled candidate forum for this particular office because we have a policy prohibiting an empty chair debate. Luckily, we have candidate Mary Kay O'Brien, who will be given 3 minutes to give a statement on your platform. Candidate O'Brien, take it away.
They said when the green button came on, it was ready to go. So I'm sorry for that lag time. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the League of Women Voters for always making democracy and informed voting and fair elections your priority, especially for judicial elections where people have a hard time getting to know candidates and even understanding the basic system of voting. So for me, I truly see this as a delight to be able to have this opportunity to come and speak to some voters. My name is Mary Kay O'Brien. I am running for the Illinois Supreme Court in the 3rd District. And primarily I am running because over the past 6 or so years, I saw democracy becoming more and more fragile. And our democracy demands that we all take part and that it is all our responsibility, especially to make sure that people can trust the government and trust each of the branches of government. I want to make sure that the public trusts the judicial branch. I became, involved in the legal profession first at the Illinois Attorney General's office. I worked in the Kankakee Regional Office for Attorney General Neil Hartigan and then Roland Burris. And it was there that I decided that I really had a desire to serve the public through the legal profession. So after working there 5 years, I went back to law school at the University of Illinois and became a private attorney. And that journey led me to have my own private practice, also led to 7 years in the Illinois General Assembly, where I chaired the Criminal Law Committee, where I worked tirelessly to advocate for child sex abuse victims by strengthening and expanding the statute of limitation for child sex offenders. And also, I got involved in a lot of complex litigation. I come from a farm background, so we had to rewrite the Illinois Grain Insurance Code. I worked on passing generic drug bill reforms because in Illinois, even though a patent had expired, you couldn't get your generic drugs for at least 10 years after the rest of the country could get them. And I also, as the chair of the Criminal Law Committee, I did death penalty reform. I worked to protect first responders that would be walking into dangerous meth labs. And I also served on the Illinois Audit Commission. And that's a place where we look at all of the practices and the financial practices of our state agencies and anyone who gets money from the state. That led me to getting really involved with our Illinois Secretary of State to sponsor and pass the Illinois Secretary of State Inspector General's Office that really took aim after the safe road scandals, took aim at stopping pay-to-play politics. Those experiences and that varied legal experience, and having a private practice and having to make payroll and do all of those things really gave me a broad base of experience that led me to run in 2004 for my first term as an appellate court justice. I was elected in 2004 and was retained in 2014 with about 80% of the vote. And I have served just under 19 years. In December, it will be 19 years. While I've been on the appellate court, I have been the presiding judge, which I am this year 3 times. So that means I do a lot of administrative work there. I also am a member of the Courts Commission. And we discipline judges when they will not, maybe they've broken the law, maybe they have unethical behavior, or some other problem. We can't work out a solution with the Judicial Inquiry Board. I am the vice chair of the Legislative Committee, and I also have had the pleasure of serving on what's known as the Lawyers Assistance Program, whose mission it is to protect the public from impaired lawyers and judges. All of these things have been, part of the duties of, my professional life, being a judge, but really my vocation and my obligation is to provide a fair and impartial forum for people to resolve their disputes, because that's what we do in a democracy. We don't run out in the streets and take up arms. When we don't get along, when we can't agree, we use our legal system. So I have dedicated the last 19 years of my life professionally to making sure that people have the 2 most basic tenets of democracy as it pertains to the judicial branch, and that's due process. That you actually get your day in court, and that you feel that you've been heard. And second is equal protection, that the laws apply the same to everyone, no matter what your economic status is or your social status, that the laws are going to apply equally to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Candidate O'Brien.
Yes.
It's been.
I was waiting for the oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Enough said. So
Thank you for taking the time. I'm sorry, the timer's not there. I was trying to do it with my.
So much for all that practicing I did in front of my mirror.
Thank you. Our next section will be for DuPage County Forest Preserve President, and we will start at 3:30. Thank you very much.